What's now? What's now for you?
Now it's back to music.
Oh, you back?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
That's all there's left to do.
I love this.
I'm not done.
Like you locked in, fully locked into this music
finished.
shit.
I'm not finished. Come
on.
Yeah.
It's needed. You need
it
it.
took a second. A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
That prevented it. I blame it on one thing, but really it was years of a struggle. Amen.
And you got through that.
I fought through that.
Yeah.
I fought through that. But I'm free and I'm ready.
These were the words uttered by R&B singer Keri Hilson last year on the R&B Money podcast. Her last album, No Boys Allowed, was released in 2010, and as of 2024, the fans have yet to be blessed with another album from Miss Keri Baby. She had it all: talent, charisma, and beauty. In the beginning, she worked in obscurity as a talented songwriter for popular acts such as Britney Spears, Usher, Ciara, the Pussycat Dolls, Omarion, and Mary J. Blige, amongst many more. So yeah, she is behind some of the biggest hits that you know. Her pen game was something serious. So yeah, she was initially just a songwriter. This was before she burst onto the scene in 2007, where she guest appeared on the single The Way I Are with Timbaland, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her mainstream commercial breakthrough. She was on top of the world in the late 2000s and early 2010s, releasing hits on top of hits as a solo singer, as a writer, as well as a featured artist, commonly working closely with producers Timbaland and Polo the Don. But then her career came to a screeching halt. The industry blackballed her, and Keri disappeared, never to be heard from again. What happened? Let's discuss right now on Throwback Central. Let's get it. Keri Lynn Hilson was born on December 5th, 1982 in Decatur, Georgia. Keri's mother owned and ran a daycare center, and her father was a developer who served in the army. She was raised in a middle-class family in an African-American neighborhood. From as young as 4, Keri showed interest in singing, recalling that she would be asked to sing at birthday parties, family reunions, church, and retreats. She felt like that was the only time people would pay attention to her when she sang. From the age of 12, Keri wanted to pursue a musical career after watching television talent shows such as Star Search and Showtime at the Apollo. Her mother then hired a piano teacher to give her piano lessons. However, Keri wanted to become a singer and therefore converted those sessions into vocal lessons, accompanying the teacher on the piano.
Piano lessons, which I kind of manipulated my piano teacher into being the piano player while I sang. I was supposed to be learning how to play, and I did. I learned the chords.
Is that a regret now?
Not at all. Because I play enough to sing along. Like, I got to a certain point in the lesson, I was like, okay, I got it. I would like to sing. So first it was like, I said, can you start coming early and like play a gospel song and I could sing along? And he would do that, and then before long, that would be our whole lessons. And I remember my mom would like peek in, like, this is not what I'm paying for.
This ain't part of the plan.
This is not.
By the age of 14, Keri had secured a record deal with a girl group who later disbanded. She continued to work as a songwriter and background vocalist during her schooling years. Keri eventually met and began working with Polo the Don, who in turn introduced her to Timbaland in 2006, who then signed her to his record label, Mosley Music Group. Keri reappeared on more singles the following year, Timbaland's The Way I Are, which was the second single from his album Shock Value, as well as Scream, featuring Nicole Scherzinger in December of that year. The Way I Are was the most successful of the two singles, reaching the top 9 charts worldwide. I was just 10 years old when that song dropped, and I remember it playing everywhere. I vividly remember the song also being on the NBA Live 08 soundtrack as well. If you know, you know. My gamers know. By 2008, Keri's face began appearing more and more on our TV screens, slowly making her presence in the industry known. She was here to stay. She appeared in the music video of Usher's Love in This Club and Neo's Miss Independent. And then came the time to take the temperature in regards to how the world would respond to Keri's upcoming album. It was time for her solo singles. In May of 2008, she released the first single, Energy, where it charted on number 78 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 21 and 72 on the Hot R&B, Hip Hop Song and Pop 100 respectively. The song is a banger, and let me tell you guys, the reason why I like Keri so much is because, one, she's beautiful, she's a beautiful woman, and I had the biggest crush on her, like serious. Back then, it was no joke. And two, because her music was a part of my childhood. I remember where I was, what I was doing in 08 and 09, largely because of her music and the music I was listening to at the time, which was Keri Hilson. I remember when I had my first case of puppy love around that time as well, and Keri Hilson being the soundtrack of all of that, but I digress. The second single came in October of 2008, which was Return the Favor, featuring Timbaland. Another banger. Man, what a production. She just couldn't miss in my eyes. The third single, Turning Me On, featuring Lil Wayne, came in November of that year, becoming Keri Hilson's most successful solo single at the time, as it peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100. And then came the big one, Knock You Down, featuring Kanye West and Neo. This became Keri's highest charting worldwide release as a lead singer, and also her longest charting single. The video was premiered on March 23rd, 2009. The single is also Keri's best solo release to date, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the US R&B hip hop chart. Things were really beginning to pick up for Keri. However, just before her album was released, during a promotional run, the remix of Turning Me On with a new verse by Keri and a verse from T-Pain leaked online. Many people speculated that Keri was dissing Ciara and Beyonce in the song. Part of her verse goes a little something like this. Your vision's cloudy if you think that you're the best. You can dance, she can sing, but she needs to move it to the left, to the left. She needs to go have some babies. She needs to sit down, she fake. She continues, go ahead and tell those folks how long I've been writing your songs. I've been putting you on, just checks the credits, ho. And if you want me, you can find me in Decatur, ho. The first part is clearly a jab at Beyonce, referencing the song Irreplaceable with the to the left line. The second part is more of a jab at both Beyonce and Ciara, as she had made comments about ghostwriting for those artists in the past. Bad move, Keri. Bad move. Keri was most likely still upset with Beyonce about the Love in This Club situation. Let me explain. Around 2008, Keri appeared as Usher's love interest in the video for Love in This Club, as I mentioned earlier. And she also helped write the Love in This Club Part 2, the sequel to the song, and was even supposed to feature on it. But somehow, someway, her part was given to Beyonce instead. But why? Was it because Beyonce was a bigger name? Were there strings being pulled behind the scenes? We might never know. Regardless, going after two of the most dominant artists in the R&B and pop genre at the time was not a good move, especially considering the fact that Keri was still a new artist at this point. Regardless of all this, Keri denied the song being aimed at Beyonce and Ciara, saying that it was just a general jab at the haters.
Polo to Don talked you into the studio, leaked a record that's considered a diss song for Beyonce and Ciara. Is that true?
It's considered that. Yes, Polo had this idea. No, he did not leak it. It's not the version Polo wanted out.
Okay.
You know, people said, look, oh, it sounds like you're going at this person and that person. And when the moment names started being thrown around, we were like, oh, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
That's not what we wanted to accomplish with this record. I did want to address the haters and the hatred that I've had pretty much my whole entire career.
Right.
In music. Yes, there have been so many people that have tried to turn me off, and I said, you know what, I want to take that meaning of the song and just let people know you're not going to turn me off. I'm going to stay turning it on, like I say in the song.
But the damage was done. Beyonce remained quiet and didn't even reply to any of the disses. The Beehive did that for her. You know they don't play. while on the other hand, Ciara hit back. She responded with a few jabs of her own. In spite of all this, Keri was still the hot new artist at the time. So in March of 2009, Keri released her debut album, In a Perfect World. The album debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling 94,000 copies in its first week. By October of 2009, the album was certified gold. The album has so many bangers that should have been singles. Change Me featuring Akon should have been one, probably my favourite song on the whole album. Amazing lyrics, amazing production, and amazing vocals from the both of them. A video was even shot for the song, but it's not even on Keri's Official's YouTube channel. A low quality version of the video is on, it's on some random channel. Another underrated track from the album is Tell Him the Truth, a very soulful song, but the album as a whole is just on point. Obviously, the label wanted her to start working on her second album as soon as possible in 2010, after her initial album became quite successful. On September 7th, 2010, Keri would do just that, when she released the lead track from her next album, Breaking Point. Unfortunately, the song's performance fell short of her expectation. It only reached number 44 on the US Hot R&B chart and made no peak on the Billboard Hot 100. Feathers were ruffled again when Keri was asked how many first week sales she would want her second album to sell, and she replied with the exact number of more than 35k, which is what Ciara's album sold that same year and only peaked at number 44.
We need you to do better than Ciara. Oh. That's all I'm praying for Keri to do better than Ciara.
Ouch.
Ciara only sold 30-something thousand records.
No, but
they friends now.
So, the truth is the truth. She only sold 30-something. You want to do better than Ciara, come on.
I would like to do,
great numbers.
Yes.
Higher than 35. I mean, everyone would.
It was actually 37.
Okay, 37.
Give her extra
Great.
2,000.
No, but you know that's what we all shoot for. But I saw a quote where she said it's not about the numbers, and I'm not a chart reader. I don't look at charts. The only one I actually might be in tune with is like 106 in Park.
Man, this guy Charlemagne, you can see he was obviously trying to stir up some drama like some little kid. But anyway, after that, Keri saw greater success with her second single, Pretty Girl Rock, which was released on October 12, 2010. It was a big hit for her and reached as high as number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100 before going platinum. Following the hit single, Keri Hilson's second album was ready for release by the label. No Boys Allowed was released on the 17th of December 2010. The album debuted at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 200 and sold 102,000 copies in its first week, way more than what Ciara sold. One Night Stand featuring Chris Brown was the following single, which was also a moderate hit, and her final single would be Lose Control featuring Nelly. Keri would still have to continue to play those industry politics games and appeared to be annoyed by them, especially when it involved Beyonce. And I understand her frustration because it seems like everyone has to kiss Beyonce's ass in order to be safe, simply because of Beyonce's high status in the industry.
Hi Beyonce, I just wanted to say happy birthday and I hope it's amazing and continued success with everything. Of course you will, you'll have that.
Happy birthday to the one, the only Queen Bee, Beyonce. You are one of the most humble and talented women in this industry that I definitely look up to. I wish you all the best. I wish you 30, 60, 90 more years of happiness and success. Love you very much.
Happy birthday, Beyonce.
While on the red carpet for the 2011 Soul Train Awards, a magazine approached Keri Hilson and requested her to take a picture with their most recent edition, which just so happened to have Beyonce on the cover. That's crazy. The other celebrities in attendance were asked to do the same, and they did. They played along. So Keri agreed, but she swiftly handed it back and declined once she realized who was on the cover.
Want to hold the magazine? Just shout out Juicy Mac. You want to hold the magazine? Just shout out Juicy Mac.
Oh. You want to hold the magazine? Just shout out Juicy Mac. Oh.
I can't tell. I won't tell.
From that point on, Keri received nothing but intense backlash on social media and was asked about her alleged feud with Beyonce in every single interview she did. Keri became an easy target for the gossip blogs. However, since then, she has been able to book a few acting roles and worked on some new music. She has been teasing a third album for years now, but we are still waiting on a release from her. No Boys Allowed will be her last album to this day, meaning she has not released an album in 14 years. She appeared in movies such as Think Like a Man, Riddick, and Almost Christmas. But despite these movies, people in interviews would continue to ask her when she would come out with some new music. And finally, in 2018, she revealed that she had been struggling to record new music. She just couldn't find the energy, and she did not want to put out music that didn't feel authentic.
It's really important to express yourself through your pain. That's what it is meant for. That honesty, that pain, that truth. I remember a lot of days I was just incapable. I paid over $100,000 in studio time, and a lot of days I would pull up and I didn't go in, couldn't go in. And I'm remembering those times right now. But it became, I kept pushing. And I did some of the best work that I've ever done through that time. So it got easier, and the lesson, was that's what we're here to do. I'm here to inspire those. I'm here to be honest. I'm not here to do music that paints me perfect. I'm not here to do that.
Despite all this, she seems to be living her best life on social media, a nice, quiet life. I honestly hope she can come out with some new music, because she seems to be one of those artists that truly stood out to me. She writes her own songs, she's written hits for so many others, and has a wonderful voice. Her style, her subject matter, her emotion is what's missing from R&B today. This is what happened to Keri Hilson.